years of drought, we are finally rejoicing in a true monsoon season that is bringing us soaking rains nearly every afternoon. This morning, we awoke to gentle raindrops and magical mists drifting through our forest. I was going to come in here and make the bed this morning, but my little Ivy looks so cozy and it's just such a nice rainy morning. I'm just going to let her sleep.
It's a beautiful day outside. It's raining. It's been raining for 3 days. We are so happy to have it rain. And this morning is Saturday. We're going to the farmer's market. We're going to have a little something to eat first.
I know when we say we're having rain here and it's a beautiful day out, that might be a disconnect for some people. But here in the desert Southwest, when we have rain 3 days in a row, it's like waking up on Christmas morning 3 days in a row. And we are harvesting a little bit from our gardens outside, a little bit of spinach, a little bit of chard, but we still need to go to the farmer's market this morning because we don't have enough to harvest quite yet.
Because we want to get to the farmer's market early, we're having a quick breakfast, so I'm just making a little egg sandwich. Pretty good for a 5-minute breakfast.
Welcome to Clarity Off-Grid. We're Matt and Christina, a couple who balances an off-grid lifestyle in a self-sustaining home in southwestern Colorado, with traveling near and far in our van, Clarity. Join us this summer as we give our home some overdue TLC and take on growing food in our challenging climate. Don't worry, we'll still bring you along on breathtaking travels through the mountains and deserts we call home. If you'd like to learn more about off-grid living and van life traveling, make sure to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to ring the bell to make sure you get notified when we upload new videos. Normally, this would be the time we take Jesse for a nice long walk, but it's raining so hard, I think we're just going to go to the market and then hopefully it'll clear up so he can get his walk in later. It's hard to share an umbrella. I always end up out on the drip line or with those pokey things sticking me in the eye. So I just brought my raincoat. This is my favorite place for carrots. They're a biodynamic farm and their carrots are oh so good. Do we need that much basil?
No. Do they have a small one?
You don't have smaller basil?
Just the big, yeah. Okay, well, get a big bag. We'll use it. We'll use it up. Homegrown.
What else?
You
got a bag.
Well, let's get here. Let's get 2 of those because let's get a small one. I like the little ones.
Yeah. So is that 20?
19.
Oh, 19.
Yeah.
Oh, I get $1 back.
There you go. Thank you.
Cool.
Have a good one. Thanks.
Jesse will like those.
Yeah.
Our dog loves carrots, but he won't eat the organic ones from the grocery store.
Oh yeah. They don't taste good
They
enough.
don't taste very good.
Both my dogs eat the carrots. Yeah. Oh, here, look, they have really nice tomatoes. Huge beefsteak tomatoes.
Are you getting the train?
The train goes right through downtown.
Right through the market. Look at this absolutely gorgeous morning. The weather here the last few days or even weeks has been sort of the best of the Northwest and the Southwest rolled into one. We have had drenching rains and showers during the day and night. It's just been so nice to have this moisture. And so today I wanted to show you the gardens and how they're progressing. I planted them in the middle of June. It's now the last day of July, and they're really doing well. We've really had to take some precautions to protect these gardens, mostly from the deer. And so I created these covers, and they've been working really well. They're also useful for shading the gardens from the intense sun that we sometimes have here. And with all the rain, I've kept a lot of them closed because we've had such heavy rains. And at first I wasn't sure if enough water would get through them to water the gardens, and it has proven to be a really good method because the heavy rains haven't disrupted the soil, and it seems like plenty of water is getting through the shades to water the gardens. So that's been pretty cool. And then they're protected all night from the deer. This morning is just a beautiful morning, and so I'm going to lift and move these shades out of the way so that the gardens can breathe a little bit and let their little leaves dry out a little bit. So we planted in raised beds to help protect the plants from the voles and the moles, and it's been working really nicely, and they're just so beautiful. It makes me so happy to come out here every morning and check the gardens. So in this one we have a tomato plant that is growing almost to the top of the trellis now, and it has several blossoms on it. See, there's some right in there. So I'm excited to see what tomatoes we get. I also planted a lot of peas because I absolutely love peas. So we have peas over here. We have peas over here. And this is a potato plant that I just took organic potatoes and cubed them up and planted 4 of them. Now I have this monster potato plants. So now that Matt's here, this will make it much easier. So in this garden, below this potato plant, I have some flowers, and those help bring in the pollinators. And then I have carrots. This garden seems to be doing pretty well. Whoa, just in the last couple of days, this thing has gone wild. I have a squash plant here that's just going nuts. I think this is a winter squash. Let me check my little... I have these little tags so that I don't forget. Yes, this is a winter squash. And I'm trying to get it to where it can grow up this trellis. And it's just about there because if you look in here, it's got these little little arms growing. So this should work well to go up the trellis. So it's getting ready to go up. I have some parsley and some cilantro in here. It's been a little bit slow going. But the cool thing is I have some beets over here, and the leaves are getting so nice and big that we can clip a few here and there to add to our breakfast. So should we have some scrambled eggs and greens?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at our spinach. It's just going nuts. Oh, we have something else growing in here. I think that isn't supposed to be there. No, that's more spinach.
Yeah, that's spinach.
Wow. I think it definitely is ready to go into some eggs this morning.
Hi, bud. Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, buddy. Oh, what a good boy.
This is one of my favorite squashes. This is a summer squash. And there's a blossom there. And so this one's doing really great. And I am kind of moving it to where it's going to go up the trellis. And then we have more beets. This tomato is a determinate tomato, so it's not really vining, but it's bushing and it's got blossoms all over it. So we're going to open it up and make sure the pollinators can get in there. So exciting. This is a really cool plant. I finally identified it as a purple spider flower. It's a total volunteer. It showed up when we just decided to let the yard go, and it popped up in this garden. And I selectively picked some ones to grow, and they've just taken over. But they bring in the hummingbirds and the bees and all sorts of critters, and I'm really enjoying it.
And look out there. Such a beautiful morning.
Okay, so this garden has got peppers, and so there's green peppers and there's red peppers, and then I have lettuce in here and chard. And one mistake I made was I should have planted all the shade plants in one raised bed and the sun plants in another one. I have to pull these shears back so that the peppers get enough sun. So that's something I'll do different next time I plant. But here's the lettuce. This was an experiment gone. I don't know how successful it was. We just rooted it in the kitchen. This is a romaine lettuce, so I don't know. I might just pull it and put some more leaf lettuce in. And then over here we have more marigolds, and again, these bring in the pollinators, and they're pretty. The only plant that doesn't seem to be that happy about the rain is my basket of petunias, and it's looking pretty droopy. As soon as the sun comes out, it'll brighten up. It'll look much happier. And these guys look pretty droopy too. They're just soaking wet. So this garden outside is doing great, and I'm hoping that it will produce food through the fall. But I'm also experimenting with planting in the greywater garden inside, and I'll show you that now. So if you're new around here and don't know what greywater is, I'll back up a little bit and tell you a little bit about greywater. I designed this house so that all of the water coming from the shower, the washing machine, and the sinks all flows into this planter bed that's on the south side of the house with all these windows. And so this whole planter is about 3 to 4 feet deep. It's filled with gravel, and then it has a foot of soil on top of it. And so this is getting a constant feed of water, and plants love greywater. And so I've had experience with geraniums and rubber plants that just go crazy in here. But I haven't planted food because we had this issue with the cats. So I am now trying to grow more food and be more proactive about that. So about 5 years ago, I put pavers across this whole planter in an effort to keep the cats from digging and peeing in it. And so I wanted to give the soil a chance to rest and cleanse before I planted any food in here. So here's my indoor greywater experiment. I planted this is a summer squash, and I had an extra one come up in the outdoor garden, so I just transplanted it in here. And then I had some suckers from the tomato plants, and so I just rooted it in a jar and then planted it here, and it seems to be doing okay. And then under here is 2 cucumbers that I also had extra in the garden, so I transplanted in here. And all of this protection here is to keep our cat from using this as a litter box, and that's why I'm going slow and just doing it 1 square at a time and see how it goes.
Are you wishing to create a more self-reliant lifestyle? Are you concerned about having a reliable source of clean water? Do you want to create an independent source of energy? Maybe you're considering growing your own food. Before I built our off-grid, self-sustaining home, I realized that I didn't even know what questions to ask because I didn't know what I didn't know. So we've put together a one-stop resource for you, sustainablehomeresource.com. Here you'll find free videos and downloads as well as our book, Twisted Oak, A Journey to Create a Self-Sustaining Life and Home, as well as our step-by-step online video course. Visit www.sustainablehomeresource.com today to get started creating the life you want.
Our friends Candy and Dave are getting ready to head out on a vacation. They're going to pick up a new trailer and do some things with some family, and they're going to end up in the Northwest. And so they were asking if we could get together with them and some other friends of ours that we like to get together with and have a little dinner party before they leave. So we're going to do that this afternoon, and it's a potluck. I'm bringing some Thai red curry, and I've got the rice on the stove right now. And Christina's actually, I think, taking an opportunity right now to do some reading and relax. She's sitting here on the couch with her buddy, Jesse.
He's a really good reading buddy. He doesn't butt in at all.
And again, there's something else. I think you guys may have seen this before, but if you look right here, my desk tends to become a collecting place for things. And so I need to spend a few minutes cleaning that up.
Yes, he does.
That's my desk compared to her desk, which her desk only looks like that because right now there's some camera gear out there. She's been doing some studying. But typically, it's just totally clean. All right, the curry's done. And it's time to just put things in a bowl and head on out. Well, Jesse wanted to go with us, so he's going with us.
So we're going to go spend time with our friends, and we brought Jesse with us because he has a hard time staying at home. And we're just going to see what he really does when we leave him in the truck.
Yeah, so you get to watch.